Happy 2004, everybody.
Happy 2004. 2004 was the year that Encore by Eminem was released. Arguably his worst album.
I thought. What about
Relapse
Rehab?
is pretty bad too. Yeah,
That guy
Relapse is
sucks,
bad.
honestly. Right?
2004.
Joe, we joke around a lot, but do not say Eminem sucks.
Why?
Yeah.
What will he do?
Because he's the best rapper of all time. Now, any person that says Eminem is the best rapper of all time sucks, but he is the best rapper of all time.
So
Why?
you suck.
It's quite. It is what it is. It's you never want to be around a guy that's like, dude, Eminem's the GOAT, but he is the GOAT.
Why?
Because
Why do you not want to be around someone who says?
Yeah.
Eminem
Why do
is the
you? And
GOAT?
why do you? Why do you believe?
There's a type of white guy that only listens to Eminem,
Yeah.
and you know there's a reason why he only listens to Eminem.
Okay.
But also Eminem is the best.
Do you listen to other rap?
Yeah, I like Machine Gun Kelly, Mac Miller, the Beastie Boys.
Just do your stand-up
Just
bit.
do my stand-up bit. Thank you. Joe was being fucking like Leno for me just now.
So Bobby,
I heard you like rap. What kind of rap do you like?
So Bobby, I heard you're a fan of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yes, he was actually the 16th president of the United States, Matt.
Yes.
And
Matt.
7 years ago, I got my dick sucked.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was how long ago it was. Dude,
7. That was like 20 some years ago.
It was, I think, 80.
80,
80, yeah.
Score is 20.
Yeah.
It's 87.
Yikes!
And apparently he said it like that to sound archaic, Joseph.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted.
He was trying to sound old-fashioned by 1865 standards.
That's
Yeah.
like when Bobby begins his set by saying "Hear ye, hear ye,"
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my god, this guy fucking understands shit.
Yeah. It's when I say call all the women in the crowd dames at the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this
Trollops.
broad.
Instead of sluts.
Hey,
Because
that's-
usually
yeah.
when I'm on stage, I go, "What's up, sluts?"
And I say, what's
really?
up, flappers?
Ooh, flappers.
Yeah.
Do you really?
No.
You are
Matthew.
too much. You are too much.
Yeah.
What's your
I'm
your
just
favorite slang
goofing.
term for a woman, Joseph?
The N word.
Jesus Christ.
Look at these N words over here, huh? Why don't I take him back to my place?
I would like to get raped by a pack of N-words.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's onto something now.
What did this guy know?
Yeah.
I remember watching that movie, The Patriot, as a little kid and being like, "This is bullshit."
What do you mean?
You ever see that movie, The Patriot?
I think it was when I was a kid, and I don't think I retained anything of it.
It's-
I remember the scene of the guy dying in
Ma-
like the tent, right?
Whoa!
That's
Spoiler
Patriot?
alert.
I don't know if that's.
Oh, maybe
I don't
it's-
remember enough about it. I just know that fucking Mel Gibson reluctantly enters the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And fucking, it's just, I don't know. It felt, even as a little boy, I'm like, I think this is propaganda. Am I watching propaganda? Which, for a little boy to have that thought means that it's not well done propaganda.
Right. Well, what was the propaganda?
What was it
There's-
about? I never
yeah.
even. I mean, I
That-
don't.
Were they trying to convince you that people didn't want to join the American Revolution? Like, what is?
No, it was Rah Rah America. That
Okay.
was the movie was that for sure. But like his son was a patriot, and his dad was more like, we have to keep the peace. But then the British soldiers kill his son, and he was like, it's almost like John Wick, and his son is the dog.
Oh shit.
And
Hear ye, hear ye. I'm thinking I'm back.
damn, dude. I mean, Mel Gibson, is he a good actor? I don't
I
know.
think so. I think
He's good at acting like he doesn't hate fucking
Yeah.
Jewish people and want to
No,
constantly
well,
kill
he's
women.
not.
I think
Sometimes he breaks
Braveheart's
character.
Yeah, I think Braveheart's undeniable.
Why?
It's a great movie.
What makes it great
It
though?
could be I think it's a great dumb movie.
Yeah, wait. What makes it great, Matt? What stands out at you where you're like, this is a Matt? What makes it? What holds it up in that upper echelon of Fast and Furious and American Pie
Yeah,
movies?
to get into my upper echelon, I mean, he rode the horse with the face paint.
Okay,
That's all it takes.
That is pretty cool.
His name is an anagram because it's William Wallace. That's
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
Easy to comprehend.
exactly. I thought What Women Want was funny.
Did you really? What would you think? Like, what women want? It's Matt though, so he only hears what women want, and it's like, I
What
hope this
women-
guy gets out of here. I hope this guy leaves me alone. Why does it smell so bad?
For
in
me,
here?
What Women Want, it's like I'm listening to. They all want me to talk about pro wrestling.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, you just hear this guy probably is going to tell me
Uh-oh.
about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And then you do.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm giving them what they want.
You know what? This is like a great podcast because like even if you don't like our opinion, you have to like my pets.
See a dog.
Yes.
Dude, imagine if every woman's thought is like, I actually, size really does matter. I want a big dick. And the movie ends with me killing myself.
Yeah.
Come on, don't even joke around like that, Bobby.
Right, Finnegan?
That could really happen
Yeah.
someday, though. Don't.
Finnegan, I will never kill myself
Phew.
unless the Patreon gets enough money.
Don't
Right.
say that, too. That could happen.
Are you doing the John McAfee?
Yeah. Dude, I love John McAfee because in all likelihood, he got that tattoo because he's crazy.
Well, the tattoo was "I will not."
I
kill
will never
myself."
kill myself. And then he killed himself. And I'm like,
Or
He
did
broke
he?
a promise.
he did. That's the worst. That's the worst.
don't
That's
know.
why there's so many conspiracy theories, because the last thing that they could believe is that someone would break a promise.
Right.
It's too painful to think about, so they create this narrative about the Clintons instead.
That's the only way. The idea that a man would like break a promise after he vowed to protect our laptops.
Yeah.
Yeah, the antivirus guy. Who would have thought that's the guy that's insane?
Also, he may have killed 2 people in South America.
Did he?
Would you kill somebody if you could?
Only if I could get away with it.
I bet you would, though.
If you can get
Damn, he would probably kill us, though.
If you can get away with, yeah.
That
I would
sucks.
definitely kill one person on this podcast.
Damn,
Right.
it's probably gonna be me because I bully him. But it's like it's so easy.
It is easy.
It's so fun.
There needs to be like one butt of the. We learned that like if I learned anything from like a trio podcast, it's like one person needs to be constantly like bullied and harassed and
Yeah.
possibly doxxed.
Joe does this on every podcast, and he's like, if there's one thing I've learned.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I've learned from all of my failed podcasts, it's that you should treat the co-host terribly. Why have I had so many failed podcasts?
Joe not watching other podcasts, just
Yeah.
like, well, this is what I do on every podcast. So
I
if
just
there's one thing I learned, you have
yeah.
to do it.
I show up, I do the exact same thing, and I just hope for the best. I hope I
Yeah.
strike gold this time.
The definition of success is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Consistency pays off.
It really is consistency, though, because our numbers, they slowly get bigger every day.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
You know, we're not getting this. Joe, they are. I
Oh,
promise
really?
you they are.
I hope
Yeah,
you're
people
right.
love us, Joe.
Oh, you do mean it?
Yeah.
Oh, phew.
Mhm.
I feel like a great weight has been lifted off my
People
chest.
love Joe, Matt, and Bobby, not necessarily in that order.
Right.
And not necessarily all three at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, how does that make you feel? Scared?
I'm just happy to be part of the ride, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nice,
it's
buddy.
so far up to this point, like, we don't have a huge following. We don't have no following. And there hasn't been, like, usually a 3-person podcast, like, you get the fans picking their favorites. And we haven't
Oh.
really had a lot of that yet.
Not yet. Maybe
Yeah.
someday.
We'll see.
Maybe during the best of locker room talk hunk review, where it's like, who do you have a crush on?
We should leave shirtless pics of ourselves in the Discord.
Nice.
Ooh.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Why?
We should create a sexy men channel.
Nah, because it's just going to be occupied by one person. It's going to be monopolized. The conversation will be monopolized by one person.
By me,
I
because
can't
I'm the
imagine
only
that
because I'm
happening.
the only sexy man, so I would
Oh.
monopolize it.
Matt, I'm insulted, but also I'm happy you have such high self-esteem.
Classic Matt.
I'm just trying to hop on the bomb you guys laid there.
Why, dude? It's not a fucking bomb.
Matt, you can't waltz into our
Yeah,
podcast, call yourself the hottest one, and then claim that Joe and I
Yeah.
are bombing.
Yeah, he makes
Just because
fun.
what we're saying is making no sense.
We make fun of Matt's ex-girlfriend, and he's like, "Hey, you guys are fucking bombing.
No.
Don't keep her name out of your mouth."
I didn't mean
Don't make-
bomb. I didn't.
Motherfucker's name out your fucking mouth.
I
did
had
not-
to. I had
Wow,
to.
Matt,
I did
relax.
not. I did not mean bomb as in the joke was bombing. I mean bomb as in what will result
Ooh.
from what you guys are saying.
I see. Well, this has turned into quite
Oops.
the inside baseball situation. Let's get a little topical. What
Yeah.
What do you guys been following in the news?
Nothing, dude. What happened?
Nah, I don't know either.
Really? Come on, dude.
And
That's
I don't
not
have
like
an
you.
excuse. My work is pretty slow, but I've been heavily browsing Reddit.
Like, what
Yeah.
have you found on Reddit? Big ass
well,
titty.
there's a news.
I don't know if you guys have heard what's been happening with Joe Biden.
Ooh, Joe Biden.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did he
I was
die?
hoping one of you guys would
He
say
let a bunch of
something.
weed guys out of prison.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I did see that.
Hey, man, go on, get out of here.
That's what I
I
like
wonder
to.
if Corn Pop got released.
Hey, man, get out. You're free now. Go pop.
That is my favorite thing to just be like, oh yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that thing about Joe Biden. Then someone said something, and I get to pretend that was the thing that I
Yeah.
was paying. I was like, yeah, I was following the news too. I do that with stuff
Did you
all
just
the
do that right now?
Yeah, 100%. I actually did see that. A friend of mine sent me that headline. But in general, that's a great way to seem like you're informed. Just like bring up a person or a thing that's very vague, and then let somebody else continue it, and then just be like, yeah. And then
you
they'll
have
think.
to have a general, because I could be like, did you hear what Richard Nixon did? And everyone's like, he's dead. And I'm like,
Right,
yeah,
you can't
did you
do
hear
that. But if you just say, like, you hear what the Democrats are doing, or you hear about Trump, you hear about the
It's
Republicans.
almost like a Rorschach test,
Yeah.
too.
Because then whatever they say, you just learn about them.
Yeah.
And then you could just go along whatever it is, and they'll think that you brought up something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Matthew.
I'm a psychopath.
A jack of all trades.
Matt is actually writing the sequel to How to Make Friends and Influence People. But
Yeah.
It's How to Get Spots and Manipulate People.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would
Hey.
read that fucking book, dude.
That isn't so. Biden released a bunch of weed people, but his administration was putting people in firing people for weed
Good.
in the first year of his term.
Really?
Yeah,
Hell
they
yeah,
were,
dude.
They were like White House employees who had been there during.
Because
Like
remember when
Trump years,
when
yeah.
Cal Penn was working on the White House administration with what's his name?
With Obama.
Obama, yeah.
And then
he got kicked out because
of Harold and Kumar go to
Yeah.
White Castle.
Joe
Joe
Biden was
Biden
like-
saw it.
he just watched Harold
And
and
he-
Kumar go to White Castle. It was like, hey, that's that brown guy working out there, man. He's getting high as a goddamn kite. Get him out of here.
First of all, great Joe Biden impression.
Thanks,
Yeah.
dude. What does he sound like?
I'm just confused.
Yeah,
It
he's
is
just a
weird.
fucking
It
stupid
is
old
weird.
man.
I've been seeing a lot of hashtag Dark Brandon, like rah rah Joe Biden. Like
Really?
he's just like there's like an SNL sketch of like he's just a good guy caught in a crazy world. Like within 2 years, like I'm not like really political, but just like seeing the conversations about Joe Biden. It was all like this guy's old and doesn't know what's going on and sucks. And all of a sudden, an election's coming up, and now it's like he's actually been a great guy this whole time.
Really? Who's doing Joe Biden now on SNL?
I don't even remember. I don't know. Any
So
of the
I don't know
people.
anything about like the recent SNL skit, but I know like hashtag like SNL sucks or whatever was like trending.
Yeah.
So yeah, people.
Was it because Shane Gillis, Gilly, and Keeves came out with they came out with a new like sketch show, like an hour they're selling on the website.
Should we buy it?
I probably will. So
Let's
I
do
haven't
it.
yet, but yeah, it's very. I would.
Are
I've
you
seen
gonna
some
buy
of-
it, Bobby?
I've seen some
I'll
of the
definitely
sketch-
pirate it in some way.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I want to support comics
Yeah.
by making sure I pirate all their new stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, so that may have been why people are doing hashtag SNL sucks, because the guy who SNL fired without ever letting do a show is doing way better sketches than anything SNL has.
You know, our mutual friend Mark, may he live forever.
may he live forever.
He was telling me he was at a open mic in Brooklyn.
No.
Yes, New York.
Really?
And
I thought it was the king of New Jersey. What's he doing?
well, sometimes the king has to make diplomatic visits.
Right.
All right. So he's
And-
in Brooklyn looking for a little boy toy.
He's looking for
Right.
a little boy toy in Brooklyn, but on the way he goes to an open mic.
Ooh.
And apparently, someone brought up Shane Gillis or whatever, and every woke comic at this mic is like, "Is he still around? Like, what is he doing?" Meanwhile, like outside of that bubble, he's like the biggest thing happening.
Yeah.
He's bigger than Christ.
he's
He's got like 6
bigger
million
than the Beatles.
6 million views on his YouTube special.
More like every fucking Holocaust person in the Holocaust would have had to watch the special. So they would have at least died with a fucking smile on their face. Wouldn't that be sick?
That would be beautiful, dude.
How many people do you think actually died in the Holocaust, though?
You know, I did read that the number is 5 to 6 million, but if you say that, people will even get a little nervous.
Why? How many do you think have?
Well, because the number that people
Someone
think of
said
is
6 million. I'm like, actually, it was 5.2.
5 to 6. Let's
I
relax.
honestly think it was probably like 6,000 to 60,000.
Okay.
I don't think any more than that, truly.
6,000. That's like 2 9/11s. They could still get a
That's
state
still a
for
lot.
that,
That's
right?
still a
Yeah.
huge number.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's you're like a girl trying to convince you your dick's not small.
That's a
Oh,
huge
honey,
number.
6,000 people's a lot of people. You don't have to be 6 million. 6 million is just a unrealistic expectation
Yeah.
that the Zionist media puts
Yeah.
upon you. Could easily
yeah.
be 6,000. I love 6,000. You get Israel for 6,000.
Yeah.
baby.
That's not. You just had a big black Holocaust.
yeah.
They're opening that up right next to Big Black Pussycat in
Yeah.
the city. Actually, I went to a Holocaust museum in Israel. I don't find any of this funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm goofing. It's hilarious.
He's goofing fun. Imagine every locker room talk listener just held their breath.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, Matthew.
He's turned against everything he once believed in.
The comedy fight club with parameters would be very funny.
What?
So we all came here to laugh and have fun, so no one's gonna get offended as long as it doesn't go against the state of Israel. Am I right?
Yeah.
And everyone's just like slowly clapping.
Yeah.
It's the fucking worst person to be, is a guy that, like, they always preface it with, now usually I like to joke around and have a nice time, but this one thing that affects
Hey, look,
me.
I have a good sense of humor.
No, you don't. You
I
just
have-
don't.
I have a good sense
Whoa.
of humor, but there's just some things you shouldn't joke
The
about.
things that have personally affected me that I'm sensitive about.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
What? Have you ever been like offended at a comedy show, Bobby
No.
or Matt?
I mean, come on.
No.
No, come on.
Offended's not the word. I've had times where I wasn't.
I've been offended by who gets a spot at a
that.
comedy
There
show.
you go. Yeah,
That's
I've been
way more-
offended with. I've been offended by who's doing well on certain shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's the
no,
most
there's-
disgusting comic that like shouldn't have done well that did well?
Let's say that for the Patreon.
Ooh.
No.
Which we're recording on another day.
Yeah.
Right. No, I haven't ever been offended by a joke in the show. But I think I've said it on the podcast before. There was someone doing suicide jokes the day after a friend of mine committed suicide, and the jokes it wasn't fully fleshed out, and it wasn't that good, and it was just the premise was just being glad people commit suicide because it's the weak weeding themselves out.
No, but Matt,
And-
your friend killed himself.
Yeah, so I
They're
just
saying that your friend was weak. That doesn't sound like a nice thing to say at all.
yeah, so I just went to the bathroom during the set.
You went to his bathroom, dried your tears.
I cried in the bathroom.
looked
I just
looked
like
in the mirror, gave yourself a little prep talk.
yeah,
You came out. Everyone was like, Matt, what happened?
yeah.
Were you crying in there? And you were like, no. Yeah, I'm having like an allergic reaction.
I just got
who's
something
next?
in my eye.
Yeah.
Is
Who's
that the
next?
creek in the cave?
No, it was at the Sand.
Ooh.
It was back when the old Sand was doing open mics.
Creek in
Damn.
the cave is great because they always had pinball machines and always made me think of The Accused.
Yeah.
Whoa. Did you ever get laid at the creek in the cave?
No, never. I
At
wasn't
the
cool
creek or
Yeah.
what? Oh, like from somebody you met at the
Yeah.
creek. No, I never hooked up with the comic, so.
Ooh.
But no, like offended's not the word because I was just like, I know they don't mean this. It
Right.
just is making me sad in this moment,
Right,
so I'm
right.
gonna leave the room and then come back
You
later.
didn't stop the show?
Didn't say anything to the person afterward either
Sounds
or
like
anything.
you should have stopped the show.
I
man.
should have
Yeah.
interrupted and blogged about it
Stop
later.
the show.
Yeah.
Stop.
He has like a fucking snot bubble coming out of
Yeah.
his nose.
Whenever someone says like they're preemptive, I was offended. Where they're like, I have a great sense of humor. I want to be like, tell me a joke.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Tell me a funny joke.
you
Yeah.
would not.
And then I would, Joe.
Whoa.
I swear to God, I would.
Really?
No.
You're out of control.
I just don't give those people oxygen because they're not interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
I
kidding
swear
me?
to God, Joe.
Jeez Louise.
What would you like to talk about?
I don't know anything. I
Who's
guess.
somebody that you said a comedian that made it that you don't think should have? That you're
Yeah.
offended that they made it? Who's
Yeah.
You
yours?
must have been thinking about someone when you said
A couple of women come to mind.
Yeah.
A couple of women. A handful of trans.
that. A handful
Some
of trans.
POCs.
Ooh, okay.
Whereas the white man with a real message
Mm,
gets held down.
right. The white man just trying to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Dennis Leary. He's
May
trying
he
to
rest
speak
in
Bill.
peace.
He's trying to speak Bill Hicks' truth, but it's still the truth.
Dude, I was at backstage at a show, if you can believe it.
Ooh.
And there was a comic telling me this amazing. He was retelling me a bit, which is always great.
Oh,
It's
isn't
always great when a comic does that.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if you heard this on stage, but let me reiterate it for
Yeah,
you.
so he was telling me this great Bill Hicks joke, and
Oh, God.
I was like right about to go on stage, so I just didn't want to create a weird energy. So I'm just standing there nodding, smiling as if I don't hate Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, oh
So your team Dennis Leary.
yeah, oh yeah. That's yeah. I just love Dennis Leary so much, and I can't handle the fact that Bill Hicks did all his jokes first.
Yeah. Damn.
No way, Jose.
Oh, you got to
I'm
choose.
I'm the only member of locker room talk
that
who
fun- is that
likes
like-
Bill Hicks.
Damn, that is true.
yeah.
So you go up on stage and all of a sudden, like, you're just doing a couple of Bill Hicks bits because it subconsciously was in your mind. You didn't even think about it. You're like, God damn it.
Guys, if you see a picture, a moving picture of me on the internet,
Yeah.
and I'm doing Bill Hicks material, that is exactly what happened.
Mm.
Actually, it was in front of 30 people,
That's a huge turnout.
and it was before a sketch show.
Sketch
So
comedy.
I was doing warm up.
Who was the sketch? Was it Mr. Show?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
It was Bob Odenkirk 30 years ago.
That's huge. Bobby,
it
congratulations,
was
dude.
very cool. Yeah.
I did.
That's wonderful.
I've done stand up on a show that was like half stand up, half improv. That's
So-
it's
so
a bad
tough.
idea.
So tough.
Well, because either I feel like anytime those shows happen, the stand-ups, either they do well and it's a good crowd, or it's a bad crowd and no one does well. I've never seen it where the improv people do well and the stand-up people don't. Either the stand-up people do well, and sometimes it's just a good enough crowd, everyone does well.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's the stand-ups do well, and the improv people have some pops.
Depends on the improv, or like one person in the improv team like stands out.
Yeah, that
actually
happens
funny.
too. Yeah.
Like they get tagged in, and everyone's like, "Oh, finally,
Yeah.
some relief."
I was on a show like that one time, and there was an improv group where the punchline was like, "You're being a bitch."
Ooh.
And it got like I forget the context, but it was like a funny thing to say, and then people clapped, and then the next scene started, and it's like a doctor, and he's holding a bulletin board, and he says, the B word is problematic.
Oh, mercy.
And she's like, oh, well, yeah, I know. And then they talked about like how they both try to be progressive, and I guess at some point it
What
morphed
kind of
back
doctor
into-
was he?
That sounds like
What kind
awful.
What kind
Like,
of doctor is prescribing like microaggressions?
That guy sounds awful, and even a master storyteller such as Bobbert wasn't able to fucking squeeze the humor out of that. And that just goes to show you how awful improv is.
I just like the idea of someone who's trying to be professionally funny will say the sentence, the B word is problematic.
Yeah.
Unless he's setting himself up to be the butt of the joke.
Nope.
Yeah.
He was making sure the audience who just got done laughing
Yes.
at the B word,
Yeah.
he wanted to make sure they felt safe and
Jesus.
included.
I bet that guy raped someone. What's
he
his
has
name?
to have, dude.
What's his
Oh,
name?
it was Aaron Glazer. No, it wasn't, but
Aaron
it might
Gl-
as well have been.
Watch it, Aaron. you better
That's
knock
a nice
it off.
new slur for fucking improv people. Is call them
Aaron
Glazers.
Glazers.
Watch it, Glazer.
You look like a few UCBs over there.
Yeah. Watch your drinks, ladies.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of edgelord comedians rape women too.
Like who?
Oh, I don't have a specific example in mind, but I imagine some do.
Oh, you can't say that if you don't know.
I mean, I like to make generalizations. This is a podcast of generalizations.
Yeah, everything Joe says is 100% accurate.
Well,
Why
I re-
can't you be truthful too, Bobby?
You can at least like follow my train of thought when I'm saying these things.
I don't think anybody who says the word problematic when talking about jokes is ever that funny.
I think anyone who says problematic has probably raped somebody.
Yeah. I think anybody who says problematic is problematic.
Yeah.
Ooh. But you just said problematic.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, Matthew. Joe, who are 3 comedians you know have personally sexually assaulted somebody?
That I know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one was Dennis Leary.
Okay.
In
You
the
personally,
hotel room.
you personally know Dennis Leary.
In front of Jim Jeffries.
Mhm.
Oh, we're not supposed to say that?
We tiptoed around it last episode, but now.
That's what
now.
you get when you listen to Locker Room Talk. You
Locker
get the
Room Talk Army, you know what to do.
Mongoloid Empire.
Ask Dennis Leary if you raped someone.
Oh, no.
And he's like, I'm an asshole. Sometimes I rape an unconsenting adult, and then I act like it's not my fault. I'm a rapist. He's a rapist. What a rape. We don't know
It's
anything.
ironic that the woman in that hotel room wanted someone to rescue me.
Whoa. Did you ever watch that show, though?
A little bit.
Was it good?
It was okay.
What am I going to
I
have for dinner?
Sort of.
Because I'm already thinking I'm going to watch a little Rescue Me, but what am I going to
Yeah.
eat with Rescue
Hey,
Me?
but Joe, this is our moment. This is our Hannibal Buress calling out Bill Cosby moment. Locker Room
it's
Talk's
not.
about to blow up.
No, it's not. Wouldn't that be wild if we did, though?
That's the thing that got
And
us.
it's like
attention.
Then
Jim
we-
Jeffries told us we're gonna get in trouble, and it's like a fucking comedian higher up on the fucking thing told me, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm just recounting what I said. And he was like, "Hey mate, it was Dennis Leary, but you didn't hear it from me." Wink. Oh, I betrayed a friend, a dear
Yeah.
friend.
Old
What's
Jim
wrong,
Jeffries
Bobby?
Rules.
Old Jim Jeffries is very funny.
When do you
Really
think he
does.
turned?
When he got the show.
We got the show. Then he just became fucking Australian John Stewart.
Yeah.
Or not Australian John
No,
Stewart.
Australian John
Trevor
Oliver
Noah.
or
Yeah,
Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
John Oliver was good at first also, I felt.
What happened in it? But Trevor Noah was never good.
He's a good stand-up. I like a stand-up.
What was
When he
his
talks about like
Oh,
being
I'm from South Africa.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
used to be a slave.
Yeah, it's good.
I was a part of triangle trade.
I was born a crime.
He's a cheeky lass when he talks about like
Really?
himself, but like it's just sort of like I could see. I also think I might be too old for it. Like I imagine there's a world in which I'm 19 watching Trevor Noah Daily Show for the first time, and I'm like, oh wow, he's really giving it to those Republitards.
But then like,
but I'm just too. I'm like, I
Well,
know
also
all
when
this.
they like, there was the big thing like the meeting of the minds, Trevor Noah versus Tommy Lauren, and I'm like, I know nothing about politics, and I feel like I could hang here.
Yeah.
but you don't feel like he would take him apart. Like he doesn't have like the same teeth that Jon Stewart did, and like when you watch like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, like you also had Stephen Colbert and Samantha Bee and Steve Carell for a minute.
Yeah.
A lot of white people, Joe.
Yeah, but like they were remember who
Michael
else?
Che was even there.
Yeah, who was on the who's on the Daily Show now that you can point? We had Ed Helms on the early Daily Show.
Yeah.
Who do we have now?
Fucking who was the Rob Corddry back in the day was really good.
He was on the OG Daily. Yeah, like we had stars that went on to do other things, but who's moved on from the Daily Show?
Michael Che was on. He only did a couple of segments.
Was he doing like the Daily Show with Jon Stewart?
Samantha Bee.
No, but I'm saying like
now
of the new people that have come on under Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Who stands out as like an additional correspondent?
I don't know.
No one, because the show fucking sucks now.
Some people think that he got fired or
Trevor
was like
Noah?
asked to leave.
There were people.
Oh, really? I heard it was the opposite. I heard he was leaving and everyone was kind of like they were like he chose to leave and they didn't want him to.
So he definitely like announced that he's choosing to leave, but I've seen some stuff where it's like viewership down by over 37% since Jon Stewart left. It's like, well, it was weird that they kept him around for this long.
I did like Larry Wilmore's show for when that was on the nightly show. I thought that was pretty
cool.
good.
The fucking educated smug black guy. That's what
Of
we
any
fucking,
of the
let me put the fucking let me push my fucking glasses up over my nose and explain how racism is bad. It's like, oh fuck, racism is, yeah, I get it. It's bad. It's bad to own a black person now. Yeah, cigarettes are bad too.
I'm saying of any of the post Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert political comedy shows on Comedy Central, I think Larry Wilmore was the one I would least hate watching.
I don't know. I feel like I'm too old for it. You know, same thing with like.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it either.
Yeah.
Well, you can't just get your education. Like, there's so many alternatives now.
Because there's a lot of guys like Trevor Noah. I feel like I would like outside of the stuff he did with the Daily Show more so.
Yeah.
Larry Wilmore was somebody who I watched and I was like, I genuinely like him on this show. Like I would see him guest on other shows and I'm like, I'll watch this because I think Larry Wilmore is funny. But also
he wrote the first few seasons of The Office, I think.
Did he do the Bernie Mac show too? I think
he did. He was like a producer on that as well.
Yeah, and Bernie Mac I think is one of the most underrated comics ever.
Like Will Do-more. That guy never stops working.
Bobby, you are too much.
But yeah, Bernie Mac doesn't get talked about enough. But he's like one of the funniest comics of all time.
He also wasn't afraid, just like Eminem.
He wasn't scared of any motherfuckers.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's like a crossover of my two favorite things. Stand-up comedy, music.
Yeah. Also, Mr. 3000 is a great movie. Bernie Mac is a baseball player.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah?
Mr. Yeah, it was like, what was it? He was like batting a perfect season or something?
No, he was, he had 3,000, he was as a player, he was always very selfish, only ever thought about his stats, and then he gets 3,000 hits. And that's a big number, so he retires. Midway through the season, he's like, I got mine. I don't care if the team's going to win or not. And then 4 or 5 years later, he's like 50 years old. He's retired. His whole business is, I'm Mr. 3000. He's advertising car commercials, doing all this stuff. And then one of these stat nerds finds that they counted one of his games twice, and he actually only has 2,997 hits. So he comes out of retirement to play again. But he's still the same selfish guy, so he ends up learning how to be a good teammate in his quest to return and get 3,000.
Can I guess how this fucking thing ends?
Okay.
He gives up an opportunity to hit a home run and win to somehow benefit the team.
He has 2,999 hits, and instead of going for the hit, he bunts and helps the team win. And then he becomes Mr. 2,999, and everyone loves him. So it's a happy ending. But yeah, Joan, you nailed it.
And so it just felt it's like, all right, that It's one of those greater fucking experiences.
I don't mind if a movie's predictable if it's like fun.
How funny would it
I
be?
kind of hate when a movie tries to be so like, we're going to go the direction that you don't think it's going to go. And I'm like, if you had just ended it like that, I would have liked your movie a lot better.
It would have been even better if he did that, and then it turned out that the nerd did miscount.
Yeah.
And he actually just got 3,000, and but he still learned how to be a good team member.
Yeah, they could have done that also.
And then like it just basically has like all of his restaurants have like an extra like a 2 instead of 3,000.
Yeah.
So he's like Mr. 3002. Wow, I just made like a much better fucking movie.
Roberto Clemente died with exactly 3,000 hits because he got his 3,000th hit and then was like traveling down to Puerto Rico to like bring food down there for like charity, and the plane crashed.
I just realized how they could do it too. Like they find out like he got a home run when he was like an amateur, but he still signed with Major League Baseball.
Oh, something
so
like
as a
that.
professional baseball player, damn, hey everyone, get the Joe Gorman director's cut of Mr. 3000. I think you're in for a surprise. Somebody fucking get the technology to CGI Bernie Mac's face onto some fucking who is somebody else.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Get Jordan Peele to fucking help me direct this.
Right.
Damn, what a fucking great fucking alternative ending. Now I kind of want to watch it, but only my cut.
Yeah.
The Gorman cut. So it's
Gorman
like
cut.
right when he's about to fucking after he bunts and like, wins. I stop and I walk on screen. I explain like, but then it turned out there was a fuck up.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I ruined the continuity of your favorite baseball movie.
I don't think it's my favorite baseball. Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Sandlot's
We
still
love
number
the
one.
Sandlot.
Major League is also great.
What about that one where the kid breaks his arm and it heals?
Rookie of the Year. Thomas Ian Nicholas, who later was the lead in the first American Pie movie.
We talked about this. That's
Yeah.
right. Who eventually becomes relegated to like a side character.
Yeah. But yeah, kid breaks his arm and can throw 90 miles an hour and pitches for the Chicago Cubs.
What would you do with an arm that could throw a 90 per hour? I throw rocks at kids as hard as I could and kill them.
I'd probably masturbate twice as fast.
Yeah.
That'd be impressive. What's the quickest you think you could go completely soft to like hard to like derobed to coming? Think you'd do it all in less than a minute?
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
I don't know if I could do it. I feel like there was a point in my life where I could have gotten it under a minute.
Yeah.
No way. Naked too?
Wait, I'm going from fully clothed.
Well, no, as naked as you need to be to
Yeah.
come.
Oh.
I can't do through the zipper thing or even through the pocket of the underwear. I hate that. I have
That's
to.
why
Yeah,
I wear.
can't
That's
do
why I
that.
wear track pants, baby.
Ooh. Okay.
I can masturbate whenever I need.
Yeah.
You have fucking peel away pants. What do
I've
they
never
call those?
even
Those
tried.
tearaways.
Yeah,
Tearaways,
tear
yeah.
away. Like, oh, are you an athlete? No, I just
Yeah.
never know when I have to jack off in under a minute.
You all ready to come?
Oh, this is Bobby Sheehan. He's been in the fucking leagues for 3 years now. The biggest record is 59 seconds. Oh,
Yeah.
the cheerleaders are coming out, but it looks like it's only distracting him. For some reason, he needs to turn away from the cheerleaders in order to
Bobby-
close his eyes and concentrate on whatever it is that makes him come.
Bobby Sheehan stepping up to the plate now. He's got the record books on his mind here tonight. We could be witnessing history.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brooklyn Gushers!
Standing at 5.3 inches tall. He's ready to drop a load. Yeah, Sal, it looks like Bobby's been jacking off since he was 12 years old, originally to the Red Shoe Diaries on Showtime because his parents did not get HBO. That's right, Bill. A lot of people don't know, but the Red Shoe Diaries was softcore lesbian form for women that didn't know that they were lesbians yet.
Interesting follow through Bobby's got here. Looks like he's been working with a new jerking coach recently.
Oh, he's trying to use the full hand despite the fact that his penis is not big enough for that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Choking up on the bat a little bit, trying to get a better grip.
Okay. It's all about bat and balls here at the Jack Off Olympics.
You know, Joseph, I've never understood. How does a man walk with 4 balls?
Up. He's going to come. He's got up. He got a little
It
too
is
anxious
high. It
again.
is far. It is come.
It's like a fucking...
You can't put it on the board. Yes.
Oh, but it looks like the little girl in the front row did not put her raincoat on fast enough, and she is absolutely blasted, Sal. You hate to see it. Looks like she'll be talking about this at therapy, huh?
they got the bukkake cams. They go to
Bobby
audience members.
Bobby comes.
Damn, dude, I'm going to be thinking about this later.
We will
Yeah.
see you tomorrow night. I'm just doing the most famous baseball calls of all time. I don't believe what I just saw.
After I dump my load, I walk out to the mound. The screen turns black and white, and I'm still shaking. And I go, tonight, I feel like the luckiest man in the
on
world.
the face of the earth. Number 69 is retired in every stadium for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and put your pants to half mast. Yeah. No, jerking off to me really is a sport.
Yeah.
Because I used to be really good at it when I was younger, but now I only do it once a week.
Right.
I am significantly less horny.
Why?
Are you horny, Joe? You're a little older than me.
Yeah, don't worry about what I'm like.
It was like God forbid we get too personal about Joe's life.
Right.
No, I don't get horny anymore.
No.
No.
You just make love to your Gumar out of obligation.
I need to procreate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so basically you don't see sex for pleasure. You see it as practice for when eventually you're gonna not become but continue to be a father.
Yes.
Yeah. Because y'all know Joe has 3 kids.
4.
4? Oh my God. Did you have one since last time we had this conversation?
Yeah, I found out about one.
Matt, how often do you jack off?
I think I'd say probably daily.
Nice.
Really?
Or every couple days maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Sometimes I'll do it where I'm just like bored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the time
It's a thing
like,
to
let's
do
something.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never done the through the zipper or through the feels like a waste of a jerk off.
Ooh.
Like it's not going to be as enjoyable.
Treat yourself.
So why would
Yeah.
I do it?
Why are you in a hurry?
Yeah.
Have you ever jerked off before work?
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, I have.
I'm not a morning jerker.
You
I
have
have
to be
before.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Cleanse your
You
mind.
ever-
I'm a midnight jerker.
have we talked about
Some people
jerking
call
off?
me Maurice.
Jerking off at work? Any of you guys jerked off at work before?
I mysteriously have not. Mysteriously, miraculously.
I'm going to say no.
You
Gonna
really
say,
haven't?
have you?
No, I haven't.
He's going to say no, folks.
Yeah. I have before.
Are you waiting to hear what the Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty?
Statue of
of Limitation?
The statue of, give me your horny, your fucking boner-induced, your huddled masses longing to come.
What do you think's in that torch she's holding up?
Yeah. It's a giant dildo.
Yeah.
It's a giant ass plug.
Yeah. No, Joe, you've jerked off at work before.
I've jerked off at an office before,
Yeah.
and I've jerked off at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I
I've jerked off in public bathrooms before.
outside of adolescence,
That's wild.
I haven't. And adolescence, just because I was so horny. But like once I lose that amount of horniness,
Yeah.
the
It's
sort
been-
of shame I feel,
yeah.
like I feel like people can tell by that I look. If I walk outside within a half hour, I'm like, they could fucking tell. They
This
can
guy,
tell.
this guy looks like he jerks off.
It's been a while. I would say like early 20s. I did it. I remember when I worked at Starbucks. There was one time there was a customer who was just so fucking hot. I literally like went to the bathroom after she left and jerked off.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You had a little fucking frothy cappuccino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine if that
I put some
woman knew?
extra foam on the cappuccino.
There was this very hot woman at the Tiny Covered show I went to last night,
Ooh.
and she was so attractive that I was like, I wanted to. Whenever people were laughing, I wanted to look. You know, you want to see a hot woman laugh.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, Joe probably prefers tears, but
Yeah.
for me, that's really attractive.
No, he usually smothers her with the pillow so he doesn't have to see it.
There you go.
Matthew, but maybe.
But
Anyway,
So I
finish your story.
I was just so annoyed by how bad the comedians were because I was missing opportunities to see a hot woman laugh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like I was like, because I saw her sit down, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at her laugh, and then fucking just one dud after another. I'm like, well, I guess this isn't my night.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to see her fucking titties jiggle when she had a belly laugh.
Yeah, that's nice, but also just like the face a
Oh, shut up.
attractive woman makes when she. No, I'm actually attracted to women's faces too.
No, you're not.
I hate to sound like a simp, but I love women's faces.
You
as
think
well.
of a woman's face as a blank canvas in which
Yeah.
your fists are brushes.
But you
And
also
you're like-
care about their opinions too.
Let's not get crazy.
Okay.
Do you really?
I mean, if their opinions are like, Bobby, you're so funny, Bobby, you're so smart, oh my God, I can't believe how creative you are, how you're the best guy on your podcast.
Ooh.
You know, stuff like that.
Bobber.
Stuff you make your Gumar say every night.
Yeah. In order to fucking be let into the house.
Yeah.
You know the routine. What's the password? You're the funniest guy on the podcast. You're a funny comedian. You're really cool. No downside. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Amber is the color of your energy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, was there? I did see Ashley Biden was trending on Twitter.
I don't know
who's
that is.
Ashley Biden?
Joe Biden's daughter.
Another-
I started looking up some
Ooh.
of the tweets and then decided I didn't want to look any further into it.
Okay.
Do you
That's
think-
how I handle most news stories.
Do you think she was like molested by Joe Biden?
Oh, so the thing that I saw people tweeting about was that she said like her diary was released, and apparently like she said Joe Biden took showers with her till like too late of an age. I don't know anything about. I don't know like
Never showered. With
Feel
my
free
dad.
to like fact check me, any listener. I don't know what I'm talking
the
about.
thing, like,
I
maybe-
just saw some people on Twitter tweeting about Ashley Biden. That's what I saw, and then didn't look any more into it. So I have no idea what the
Matt,
validity
thank
to
you
any
for
of
being
this
the
is.
journalist on the show. It is confirmed. Joe Biden, child molester.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm an only child. I guess I don't get this, but even like when I first learned that siblings take baths together, I'm like, are all parents pedophiles?
No, it's different with family.
Yeah.
It creeps me out.
My
That's
dad.
because you're an
I
only
remember
child.
when
I
I
guess
was-
so. Yeah. If I had a brother, I would have showered with him.
Probably.
Maybe more, huh?
Yeah.
we would
You definitely
be
would
in
take
the-
in like a bath.
a
together.
bath. Yeah, we'd be in the bath together.
Is time so precious that you can't do like two separate baths so you don't
No, it's like a
accidentally-
fun. It's a thing to do as a family.
And like honestly, it does conserve water if you're on like a tight budget.
Yeah, if you live in California.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like as your parents and you're dealing with shit all the time, it's like fucking let's get 2 in 1.
Yeah. I don't know.
And
I
How
also,
old
I
is too old? Like when did you stop showering or taking a bath with Jake, Matt? Was it like
It was
13,
like
14?
no, it was pretty young, like 5 or 6 may have been the last time.
6. 6, you're like walking around. You're like wearing pants and saying "Good morning, teacher."
I remember
And then
I
you
have-
look at your
yeah.
brother's dick and balls and watch him like soap up his hand and crevice the little head of his tiny
I didn't
little.
take showers until like I was like closer to maybe like 10 or 11.
You never took a
And-
shower?
No, I would bathe. I would take
Oh,
baths.
okay.
I was a bath
Not like
boy.
now, Matt.
Right. I remember my dad. I have early memories of being in the shower with my dad, but that
Ooh.
was just like him teaching me how to take a shower.
Yeah, I think we've all had like 1 or 2, but it wasn't like a regular thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like dad was like, shower time.
Yeah.
It was like,
I have no memories of me being naked with my parents with water.
yeah, right. You were just like a fucking untouched. You
I
probably,
have
like,
I have
you probably weren't
memories
even
about
like held as a baby, and that's why
Yeah.
you're so fucking weird too.
Yeah.
And that's why you have like such a strong relationship to Abraham Lincoln,
Right.
some guy who lived like 200 fucking years ago.
He's my daddy.
Yeah, you feel like you have a better chance of being coddled by Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln
It
than being
is-
held by your own
It is
family.
interesting that Bobby doesn't have any of those because I have memories of being naked and wet with your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, his
Recently.
ass.
Recently, yeah.
See, it's a joke about fucking my mom, but also my dad.
Whoa,
Right.
hey, come on now, let's relax.
Beautiful.
Sometimes you got to take the good with the bad.
Whoa,
That's,
hey.
You get the facts of life.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to accept your mom so I could fuck your dad.
I don't know. I feel like you could teach your son how to shower without you yourself being in the shower with your clothes off.
I mean, maybe, but why take that risk?
But well, to be fair, all men were pedophiles until like 5 years ago.
Really, what happened?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. People were like, "Hey guys, stop being pedophiles," and like everybody got on board real quick except for Woody Allen.
Why should I stop being a pedophile? I'm gonna miss you guys.
What's happening?
I'm moving back to California.
Oh, you're going back.
Matt is playing fucking footsie with me, you little
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
goofball.
That's how he establishes dominance on a podcast.
Yeah, it's how I make sure Joe doesn't move to California.
Yeah, too
There you
late. I'm
go.
gone.
But you're gonna be well, I guess by the time folks hear this episode, you'll have already returned from Baltimore.
Yeah, by the time you listen to this podcast, it's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be dead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Some hoodlum asked
Yeah.
Joe a specific question about Baltimore hip hop.
Actually, you
And
know
he
what?
Didn't know,
If
so
it-
they executed him.
yeah, since we're releasing this on Sunday, it's like if you're watching this, I've died of a drug overdose at a Baltimore hotel.
Mhm. He took a fentanyl gummy by mistake.
Yeah,
Fentanyl gummy.
that'd be sick.
Yeah. They're
What's
giving
your
those
fa-
out at
yeah.
Halloween.
Oh,
Everything's
You think
fentanyl
people are
based.
gonna be lacing candy with fentanyl at Halloween?
No one's gonna
I will.
fucking nothing. Nobody does anything on Halloween, dude.
There was something with like putting razor blades in candies a while
That was like
ago.
in the 80s. That was like
Yeah.
a rumor, but it never happened.
It was kind of tied in with the Satanic Panic, right?
Yeah, well, it was just like, how the fuck would you fucking take out like how would you hide a razor blade in that?
Also, I feel like if you like chew on a razor blade, you're gonna like cut your lip and then now your lip's cut. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
And then,
people act like it explodes in your mouth.
Or like they swallow it whole and it like fucking and when they shit it out, like their entire intestines and their
Yeah.
organs are all
It's
chopped up.
like a fucking like a dicer.
Yeah,
like
they swallow
Zorro.
it and it just like as it goes down, it just chops everything up, and then you take. Oh, I gotta take a shit, and then they just shit out all of their organs.
All of your organs,
Yeah.
dude.
All of your organs, all of your blood.
Damn. Maran. Yeah, it's this weird. It's this almost narcissism that I think parents have, where they're like, people just wanna fucking kill my kids. I know it. It's like, come on, dude. Look at
Nobody
your
wants to
kid.
kill. Like maybe they'd rape your kid, but they'd let him go. They
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
fucking kill him.
Yeah, catch and release, if you will.
Yeah, I don't get what they're so worried about.
Oh, well, they'll traumatize your kid forever, but they won't kill your kid.
It's not
They'll
like
stick
they're
you
gonna-
with thousands upon thousands of dollars of therapy.
But the razor blades or poison and candy or whatever, like, I get that there's people out there that want to harm children, but, like, don't they want to see it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
have a little respect.
Don't they want to? Because all you're getting out of is, like, the idea that maybe someone will
I don't know.
get
I
sick.
kind of love doing that with pranks.
Mm.
Like I love like setting seeds and doing pranks that I never end up being there for, and sometimes they
Aw.
never end up being like found out.
Okay.
But just like sowing seeds that then later
That's
on could.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The mark of a great man is planting a seed for a tree he'll never live to see.
Exactly. So actually, these people who put razor blades in candy are actually great men. But no, I've done that before with we talked. I don't know if we talked about it or not. When me and Ben, my soon to be former roommate, actually.
Where are you
He's
gonna
moving
find
out.
a new roommate?
Yeah, Anthony Passaretti's moving in.
Oh yikes!
Yeah.
Mamma mia!
But me and Ben were playing chess one of the first nights, so we were living together.
Powerful stuff.
And he killed me.
Oh my god!
He played like in chess club in high
Oh,
school or whatever.
nerd shit.
Did you start as the black pieces?
I don't remember.
Did you have anal beads telling you the correct answers?
No. Oh yeah, there is that.
Beautiful.
Have you heard about this?
No, what's this?
There's like a first let me finish it. We'll talk the chess cheating controversy. But yeah, so I Ben beat me, and the next morning I told our other roommate Mark Henley, may he live forever. Before Ben was up, I was like, me and Ben played chess yesterday. Just so you know, I beat him, but he actually kind of got a little competitive about it, so don't say anything about it, because I think he's actually a little sensitive that I beat him in his game. And if nothing ever came of that, that would have still just been a fun thing that I told Mark. But then, like, weeks later, he casually brought up that I beat Ben in chess, and Ben was like, "You what?" And they both just looked at me, and it was like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "For this moment right now."
Wow, Matt, it's hard for me to ever trust you ever again.
Yeah.
Man, and what a fucking shitty friend Ben is, where he couldn't even go with the lie.
Yeah.
Or it's like maybe it was like something that you were insecure about. So he'd be
Maybe.
like, "Oh yeah, he kicked my ass, but hey, what can you do?" The fact that he's
Yeah.
like insecure and needs to like, "No, I'm basically
Yeah.
Bobby Fischer
Yeah.
reincarnated as an anemic weirdo."
Yeah, or just things like if
You
we're
like that? You like me making fun of your little fucking twerp ex fucking podcast buddy? You're with me now.
Yeah.
You're my bitch, Bobby. And I don't ever want you fucking looking at Ben Miller again. Do you hear me? Look at me and say, "Yes, sir." Say it into the mic so the audience can pick up the audio. Say it! Say it!
If you're listening, this is not a bit. I am in danger.
Yes.
I need help. He makes me. He gave me gummy bears and then later said, "Damn, I didn't know you like to get wet."
Yeah.
I had
Those
no
are-
idea what that meant. Those were PCP gummy
Those are
bears.
CBD gummies. And Bobby's like, "Oh no, I'm getting relaxed. Oh no. Oh no, I should be feeling nervous.
My shoulders are less tense.
Oh god. Oh god. I gotta get off this train. It's too much."
Joe's like,
Yeah. Oh, Joe Gorman has the type of face you would see in like a horror movie trip for sure.
Or at least like a horrible acid trip.
Yeah.
When you see the true face of God. Hello, Finnegan. Hi. You miss me?
But yeah, so do you know more about the chess thing?
Yeah, so tell
there
us
was
about
like
this controversy.
Yeah, there was some player who's like one of the best in the world, and they suspect he's cheating. And one of the rumors is that he's using anal beads.
So he's by one of the best in the world. He's ranked, I believe, 40 something.
Oh,
And he played literally the best chess guy that has ever existed.
Yeah.
Like better than anybody else. This Finnish guy, he's like 31, I think.
Yeah.
And so the Finnish guy, like the best guy, played this dude who I think he's American.
Yeah.
But he's lived somewhere else. I wish I remembered these people's names. It would make telling the story easier. But the supposed cheater started with the black pieces.
Ooh, black.
So already, like, if you're black, you're in a disadvantage only in chess.
Right.
And so because the white piece goes first.
Yeah.
Why?
And it's just the way it is, Joseph.
Wow.
Because, with like some of the black knights and rooks is all that black on black violence.
They should flip a coin to see who goes first, like all other great events.
I
Not
like
just
that.
white.
Are you ready for some chess? Did I freak you out, Finny? I'm sorry.
So
Daddy
like-
has to do bits, otherwise people won't give us money, and then you can't get your fancy dog food. Look how
Sorry,
nice his
Finnegan.
coat is.
Yeah, dude, he looks handsome.
Yeah.
You're a good dog, Finn. I don't say it enough. Do you think he came over because I said the guy's from Finland?
Maybe.
So then he thought I said Finn again.
Finny, do you know your name? Yeah, he does know his name. Finny. Yeah, he looks. See. He's a
So wait, did he beat the Finnish guy?
Yeah,
So-
and that's
yeah.
why he's getting accused because the Finnish guy was like, "There's no way he could have beat me because I had this unusual opening." And also, I went first. He was the black pieces, and apparently, I haven't watched the video, but people that watch chess say that the supposed cheater, looks way too relaxed. You ever heard the thing of like playing a round of tournament chess like will make you burn thousands of calories
Really?
because of how stressful it is?
Yeah.
Because you gotta like it really fucking even if you're a genius, you're playing against other geniuses. It's gonna like you're gonna really rack your brain thinking about every move.
Did they count his calories before and after?
No, they didn't because that would be fat shaming.
Right.
But he also like the supposed cheater has like jumped rankings like suspiciously quickly.
Uh-oh.
Like there's been like prodigy grandmasters, but they all like
Gradually.
yeah. Even this Finnish guy was like became number one in his like late 20s, starting in his like late teens or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Finnish guy is like straight up posting shit on social media in a way that like he's saying this guy cheated, but without getting sued.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like memes and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't know enough about
But
chess
the anal
to have
beads
an-
thing.
Okay, so they're saying that apparently there are. This is where I pretend not to know what anal beads are. They have like battery operated.
Yeah.
So basically, there was like a system
Oh, nice.
where he would tell them like with a series of buzzes like which piece to touch and then like which place to go to, which I think credit to this guy. I mean, cheating's not good, but if you could look relaxed or bored while your ass is vibrating
or
in
not
front
coming.
of yeah, exactly.
See, like you're fucking you're playing like, oh, he just fucking comes as he drops like rook to bishop 7. He just fucking shoots a fucking load.
Yeah, that was the rumor with the Houston Astros in baseball. Not anal beads, but that they had buzzers.
Okay.
Because they were caught cheating, like stealing signs, where they had like a camera in the outfield that was zoomed in on what the catcher was motioning to the pitcher to throw.
Yeah.
And then they would bang on a trash can like loudly with the baseball
Ooh.
bat.
Oh no!
1 bang meant fastball, 2 meant breaking ball, like that type of
Breaking the bar.
thing. And there was a rumor that they were wearing buzzers. And after one play where a guy hits a home run in the playoffs against the Yankees to win the game, he's yelling at his teammates not to tear off his shirt. And that was brought up as some evidence. And then he says earlier in the year he had a walk-off home run teammates tore off his shirt, and he's shy and didn't want to show off his body this time.
This poor man just has body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
And they're like, he must be cheating.
Yeah.
Robotics.
He has a surgery scar that he's ashamed of.
Yeah. This is where my uncle touched me.
Yeah.
Touched me so hard that it created a scar.
The guy's a short king, Jose Altuve. He's like 5'6",
Ooh.
and one of the best players in Major League Baseball.
Bobby, you're a short king.
I am, dude. Yeah.
A Latin king.
There's a few people I know of that use being short as like their thing.
Who?
And I don't remember right now, but
No,
I
you do.
think
Like, what
that
is
I suddenly
Keith
forget.
Chase, he's one.
I suddenly forget. Who
I
was
had the
talking
mind.
about.
I had the
Yeah.
name in my mind.
Why were you not? Yeah, it's Keith Chase. He's like, I'm a short guy.
It is weird.
They're working me to death at the Keebler factory. Everyone loves fudge, but not me when it's 8 hours of your day. Nah, I'm just kidding, dude.
It seems weird to make that your whole thing.
Why?
I don't know, because it's not.
Leave that to the rest of us to
Yeah.
make it your thing.
Yeah.
Is it your
the
thing,
sort of
Bobby?
no, I've never.
You're the U.S. history guy.
Well, I really didn't know how important height was until like literally college, and I know that sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but I thought because I don't think about it. It in my relationship to like attraction to women. I'm never like, oh, that girl's short or that girl's tall. It's like inconsequential to me.
It doesn't
And
mean
I
you look at
s-
their hips. Will
'Cause their hips don't lie.
Will this woman bear me a child?
Yeah. Will she be a good mother to my kids? But yeah, it's something I really didn't become aware of until dating apps. Because I mean, it's a minority of women, but not a.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't
insignificant
date a
amount.
woman who's 6 feet tall.
Yes, I would.
You would?
It's inconsequential to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't be fucking picky when you're fucking.
But you
5
never-
foot.
No, but it's not. I don't find a tall woman unattractive.
But you never
Who
really.
would?
But you never even, when you were younger, thought, I think she's attractive, but I don't think she would like me.
I know it sounds made up. I know it sounds crazy. The height thing, I wasn't aware of it until much older.
Yeah.
Definitely after high school. I
Right.
never, as a high school kid, thought I'm too short for this girl to go out with
Most
me.
of the women I date are taller than me. I walk up and I'm like, "Hey, you fucking giant."
Yeah.
I like to climb those fucking mountain peaks, if you know what I'm saying. And they're like, "Oh my god." And then like when I fuck them in their pussy,
Yeah.
I go, "Geronimo."
And to be clear, I'm not saying I'm not shallow. What
Oh,
I'm saying
mercy.
is that I never thought about height, so
Really?
that's when you're younger, you're like, well, things that I don't care about, other people don't care about.
Yeah.
So it was like a surprise to me.
Well, you knew that you didn't want a fat girl.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Really?
So when people would talk about, I mean, that was intuitive to me. But it was like news to me that some girls don't like guys shorter than them and that some guys don't like girls taller than them. That was like new information to me.
I'm
I
sorry.
feel like for the guy, it's just an insecurity thing.
Yeah.
For the girl too, I think.
Why?
Maybe, yeah, because I think there is something of just as a guy, it's not that you don't find
Oh, because
Bubs
gonna-
isn't even. Bubs the cat is nowhere near.
I
you.
think he's just been on the couch and it's the fur.
You need a Claritin.
Yeah,
no,
but
we're gonna let him
I think
die.
we're almost done
with
the
this,
episode.
and then we'll take a little dinner break. And
Yeah.
then we'll be back.
Ooh,
Nothing too fancy, just something quick.
sweetie.
Yeah.
I hate
But
to
He's
see you
dying.
like this.
He's
Yeah.
dying. He's done.
I don't
all-
think a short guy doesn't find a tall woman attractive. I think he's just, oh, she won't date me.
No, tall women love a short guy.
But tall women, I think, sometimes don't find shorter guys attractive.
They do. They like to fucking cradle you, and they wrap you up in their big, strong arms, and they nurse you like a little baby.
I think it's totally. I can't key into it because, like you said, like a 6 foot tall woman, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
But
Come
I
on over.
understand if you're a guy, you're like, I want a shorter girl. Or if you're a girl, you're like, I want a shorter, or I want a taller guy, rather.
Interesting.
But I think
Fascinating.
that if, like, I've seen women on dating apps, I'm 5'2", don't message me if you're under 6 feet. I'm like, I think you have a mental illness.
What?
You know what I mean?
You're crazy, man.
Because you need it to be like, that's how much masculinity you need, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
where it's like, I don't know, you're 5'2", like 5'8" is pretty tall for you, I think.
Yeah.
This is what I messaged.
You're
you,
out
though.
of control. But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I am 100% bored by the whole well, guys can't control their height, but women can control their weight. It's like, yeah, but stop trying to convince women to find you attractive and just find another one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's plenty.
I'm really worried for Matt's health, dude.
Plenty of fat chicks in the sea.
Yeah, it's true, dude.
Matt's gonna actually legitimately die.
Mm-hmm. You know what's it's very funny is
Me dying.
Is Matt dying? It fills me with laughter every time I think about it. I've been thinking about death a lot.
Oh no, why? Do you memento mori?
Well, yes. Joe and I have that in common. Can I tell them?
Yes.
Joe enjoys Stoicism, as do I.
We've talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, but Joe sincerely believes that the Stoics' advice are helpful.
It's true. It is true.
I just imagined you talking to Marcus Aurelius, and he was like, "No one can make you feel away. Only you can make yourself feel away." And you go, "Wow, fascinating."
Yeah, duh. You needed like $1 billion fucking dollars to figure that out, you fucking retard. I figured that out working at my regular ass job.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'll see some self-help stuff, and it's like they're doing the big inspirational music in the background and anything, and there's this really inspirational speech, and it'll be a thing that I've just like known since I was 18, and I'm kind of like, I mean, I guess it's cool for people who
Don't
haven't
punch
figured
your
this
parole
out.
officer in the face. It
It's-
won't make your life better.
It's really not so much of, what are the secrets to it? It's the discipline to implement that stuff.
Yeah.
And to consciously be aware of it.
I think a lot of people get in their own way and
Yeah.
know that they're doing it, but can't stop
Yeah,
themselves.
it
from
just
doing
happens. Like,
Yeah.
but honestly, taking like just like a few seconds to like breathe means so much. It could mean like a huge difference.
Yeah. And to realize when you're catastrophizing. 'Cause
Yes.
I think a lot of people catastrophize and don't even know either what that is or that they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they fuck up at work and they're like, well, I'm going to get fired and then I'm going to be homeless and then no
Yeah.
one's going to want to fuck me and then I'm going to die and then they're just going to bury me with everybody else. And it's like, ooh, you just got to take a deep breath, man.
Yeah.
You mess up at work every once in a while.
Well, there's that thing where it's like, well, what are you upset about right now? Something that happened in the past, something that could happen in the future. That's
Yeah.
not here or now. Right now you're fine.
I also feel like sometimes our lives in the West are like it's so comfortable that our brain is just so used to like running away from lions and shit that we just that's what anxiety is.
Yeah.
It's just us inventing things to be apprehensive about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or I think it's just the mind works that way. That's just human nature. So even if the worst thing that happens to you in your life is the worst thing that happens to you in your life, even though for somebody else their worst thing is way worse than your worst thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that happened to you so far, Bobby?
Ooh.
9/11.
Definitely 9/11 was personally for me
Yeah.
the worst. That actually was a point where I'm like, okay, the world is a little fucked up. You know?
Yeah?
You knew it abstractly, but like in that moment, you're like, it's fucked up, and it's not just a thing that happens to people far away. You
It
know?
happens at the hometown.
I think I was just old enough to feel that way because I was 11 years old, so I knew about war and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, okay, like somewhere 50 miles from me, there could be 3,000 people that die in under an hour.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little crazy. But I can't say it's the worst thing that happened to me. No.
Yeah.
What about you, Maddie?
The worst thing that's ever happened to me. Vin Diesel and The Rock having a feud.
Nice.
That
Not-
is upsetting.
Not working
was your
together
9/11.
anymore. Yeah, not working together anymore in Fast and Furious movies.
Too sad.
Hobbs
Too
and,
furious.
Hobbs and Shaw effectively being their own separate universe and franchise.
I love Hobbs and Shaw though.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
You don't even need to watch the Fast and Furious movies to like Hobbs and Shaw. All you need to know is they're two bald guys who are best friends who like buying razors and working out together.
Yeah, there you go.
I did. It's not. It's would be crazy for me to describe this as the worst thing that's happened to me, but it is something that just popped into my brain.
Ooh.
I got very close to losing my virginity freshman year of college.
Nice.
So this was like the third or fourth weekend of college, and I was just under the impression that I was going to get my dick sucked on the first Friday.
Everyone gets their dick sucked the first Friday.
Well, I have it on good authority that that is not true.
Who said that? Some bitch? Some bitch who wouldn't suck your fucking cock?
Yeah,
No,
like-
it's not true, Bobby. That doesn't really happen. The girls don't like it. You're actually a gentleman if you don't force yourself on a woman. And Bobby's like, oh, okay. Whereas a real man would have been like, hey, bitch, you're not leaving this fucking dorm room.
Okay.
Now come here.
But Joe Kavanaugh over here.
Yeah.
Whoa. Was that what happened?
Yeah, I think the worst thing that's ever happened to a guy, because we all have stories of like times where in hindsight, like we could have got laid and didn't.
Or it's like, damn, we probably shouldn't have fucking assaulted
this
that
has, because normally, yes, we have that story, but you kind of forgive yourself because you're like, I was so young, I just didn't know how the world works yet. You know, this was bad because
woman. Ooh.
So by this point in my college career, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to magically get laid. Tonight, I'm just going to drink with the boys.
Ooh,
Right?
hell
So I
yeah.
went to a house party because I was like 19. And I just, even though I'm a short, handsome man,
Uh-huh.
I could drink a lot.
Oh, my.
So I got 6 shots.
Oh,
And
6.
I did them in rapid succession. And I feel like I just have to tell this as quick as possible or I'll lose his attention.
No. So you had 6. Like, what were you drinking?
I think it was clear. I think it might
Oh,
have just been
God.
vodka.
Like,
Yeah.
probably like that.
Oh.
Probably from like a plastic
At
bottle.
first, I thought you said Everclear. I was like, you fucking what?
Yeah.
This
I
already
had-
sounds like it's going to end awfully.
Although the
Yeah.
first and only time I had absinthe,
Yeah.
and this sounds made up, but I was like, absinthe tastes different than I thought. And then I woke up next to my bed, on the floor next to my bed at home.
Do
Whoa.
you know?
I know that sounds made up, but it's what happened.
Have you ever had Everclear?
No.
Do you know what Everclear? 190 proof.
Too much.
It's like 95%
Too
alcohol.
much to Sean Holton.
We all did a one shot, and then
Oof.
I did a second one after, just to say I did one more than everyone else.
Ugh. You must have been fucking laid out.
Yeah. No, I don't. No, I don't. 'Cause I don't think I drank much outside of that. But it was. I know Bacardi 151. This is how I always ranked. I would ask people what their strongest drink they ever had was. If they said Bacardi 151, I'm like, all right, they're whatever. If they said Devil Springs, I'm like, they party. Devil
Damn.
Springs. That was like I think 160 proof. That's like my range. The Everclear people are fucking psychos.
I think like the hard was like, yeah, Bacardi 151.
Yeah.
And then like when I would just normally drink, I would have like Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Wild Turkey was the first liquor I drank.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always had a bottle of Jack Daniels in the fridge. I love Jack Daniels.
Oh, Wild Turkey is disgusting, but I just didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's what whoever brought the
Well,
bottle
sometimes we'd
brought.
get the like $10 bottles of Georgie. Vikings Lord was like a cheap vodka that was actually pretty good. It was like a Norwegian vodka.
Ooh.
But yeah, Well, hold on. What were you just saying before the your drink? The story where you didn't get laid.
Yeah, it's a quick one. So
You did 6 shots.
So my buddy, like right after I do the 6 shots, his girlfriend has a friend, and she was like, she'll like Bobby,
Nice.
and she was very cute,
Ooh.
and it was like a not so subtle, like she basically were like, hey, you guys should talk, which 9 times out of 10 that's fucking awkward, right? But she was like excited about it. She apparently my buddy like amped me up, and I'm like, well, this is great, and we're talking.
Ooh.
But as we're talking, I could feel I did 6 shots in a row, and I could just feel myself getting drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but like I'm doing okay, right? We're joking around. I see like a moment where I could go to kiss her,
Yeah.
and I go to kiss her, and I lean in, and then I burp right in her face.
Nice.
Ugh.
And I was like, sorry, and she's like, no, it's okay. And then in my fucking 19-year-old drunk brain, I'm like, okay, I had to turn this around, and then I look up, and she's just fucking gone.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have chased her down and finished what you started.
Yeah.
So Joe, what's the worst thing to have happened in your life?
Was it when your father would beat you for shitting your pants?
Yeah, I guess like that's like the only thing I can really like. That was like the only real fucking bummer.
Dude, this is honestly the best case scenario for that fucking villain origin story. I'm surprised you're not like fucking cutting up prostitutes and leaving them in trash
Yeah, I'm a
bags
pretty
by the
chill
river.
guy considering like how violently abused I was throughout my child. Like it's like clearly it's like figure out the issue of why I'm shitting myself. Don't beat the fuck out of me.
My story is I didn't get to kiss a girl that I wanted to kiss, and fucking Joe's is like, I think my dad might have been in Monster.
Yeah, dude.
And
But I still
mine-
turned out fucking chill as fuck.
Mine
And
is why Fast and Furious movies may not be as good in the future. Although the last one had John Cena in it, and it was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any story of a time you knew like you could have hooked up and didn't?
I do, and you know what? You'll find out about it on tonight's Patreon episode.
Ooh, a teaser.
Adios.